test for B2 level lasts for 1 hour. It contains 3 parts and has a total of 30 questions. There are 3 texts of approximately 800 words each, with a range of text types and styles of writing. For example, extracts from newspapers, magazines, websites, and novels. About the part 1. In part 1, there is one long text to read. You have to answer 10 4-option multiple choice questions, which follow the order of the text. Now there are some tips for you, how to do the text. Read the text quickly to get a general understanding of what's about and what's organized. Read through the questions or question stems without looking at the options A to D, and underline keywords in the question stem if you need. The questions follow the order of the text. Find the piece of text where a question is answered and read it carefully, underlining keywords and phrases. And then some questions which test vocabulary or reference skills will tell you on which line the targeted word or phrase can be found. Read the sentences before and after the one including this word or phrase to find the answer. Try to answer the questions. Then read 4 options A to D and choose the one that is closest to your own answer. Look for the same meaning. Express it in different ways. Check that the other options are all clearly wrong. If you are still unsure, read the text again very carefully and look for reasons why some of the options may be wrong. This is the sample from our test booklet, which is downloaded in our website. You can download it. This is the cut from it. Reading part 1. Here is the question number 1. The school had a tradition of, this is the stem, and 4 options. How to deal with this question? The school had a tradition. We should be careful with the tradition. So look at the tradition. Here is the part of the text where the school carried out a tradition in red. It's bold. And you can find the answer in the question 1. The student with the high grades who had maintained the highest grades, it's in A option. Key is A option. Recognizing the brightest student. The school had a tradition of recognizing the brightest student. This is the key. The other options are distractors. You can see school colors, valedictorian, new school jacket design. These are underlined and these are distractors. Now about the part 2. In part 2, there is one long text to read again. You have to answer 5 4-option multiple choice questions, which follow the order of the text, and 5 questions of matching sentence beginning with its ending. How to deal with the part 2? For 5 questions for the beginning, again, you do the same thing as the part 1. 10 questions, I mean. You're going to read the text quickly and look through the 5 first questions, underline the keywords, and all questions follow the order of the text. There is no problem with the order of the questions. It's from the beginning till the end. It follows the order of the text. This is the cut of the text from our sample. Here is the question. Question 11. The text is about. So this is the question about. You should read the whole text. You should be very quick for doing this task. And here is some key points for you to solve this question. In red, use of cheap labor. 90s, when they got a lot of publicity, negative publicity, had raised wages by up to 25%, hundreds of thousands of staff, salary increase, workers' conditions, There's and distress, sweet shop conditions, working conditions very seriously. Every worker has the right, and so on. And there are some underlined words which are distractors. So the answer is, the text is about problems related to sweated labor. It's not about FLA's campaign against Nike or iPhones or Apple. And next is matching in part 2. You should read the task very carefully because there are 5 long sentences that each has been divided into 2 parts. So it says, task says, for questions 16 to 20, complete the sentences. Match a sentence ending A to F to the beginning of the sentence according to the text. Note, there is one extra ending which you do not need to use. How to deal with this task? There are some tips for you. In matching, you don't need to read the whole text. The text contains information that you don't need to answer the questions. Read the sentence beginning first, underlining keywords and ideas. Read through the text quickly and find information or ideas that relate to each question. And then, for each question, when you find the relevant piece of text, read it very carefully to make sure it completely matches the meaning of the sentence beginning to its ending. The ideas in each question are likely to occur in more than one section of the text, but only one sentence exactly matches the sentence beginning to its ending. You need to read all these sections carefully. Here is the sample, cut sample from our test booklet. So you can see questions from 16 to 20 divided into 2, and there are some options for you, A to F. Question 16. Tim Cook is concerned about the situation in Foxconn because, so we have to look for Tim Cook in our text. Tim Cook, here is Tim Cook. Tim Cook, Apple's chief executive, says that the company takes working conditions very seriously and that every worker has the right to a fair and safe work environment. It says Tim Cook, and says is concerned. The company conditions, it says about the situation, and every worker, it says social responsibility to its employees. F option is the key. Tim Cook is concerned about the situation in Fox because his company claims to recognize social responsibility to its employees. Next is in part 3, true, false, not given strategy. Before doing this task, you should be sure about the instructions. Read the instructions carefully and make sure you know if it's a true, false, not given questions. Read all the statements carefully, trying to understand what the whole sentence means rather than simply highlighting keywords. Be careful. You don't need to highlight keywords. You should know the meaning of the sentence. Watch out for qualifying words such as some or always. Try to think of what synonyms might be in the text. This will help you identify the matching part of the text. Match the statement with the correct part of the text. And then focus on the statement again, and then carefully read the matching part of the text to establish if it's true or false. Remember, the meaning should exactly match that of the statement if it's true. Underline the words that give you the answer. This will help you focus, and you can check back later. Again, be careful, there are no qualifying words in the text. If you can't find the answer, mark it as not given and move on to the next question. If you are really unsure or can't find the answer, mark it as not given. Here is the cut from our sample. You can see it's about robots to the rescue, and you can see the question. The aim of the DARPA competition is to devise machines to be used at Fukushima. How to deal with this? Is it true, false, or not even? The aim of the DARPA competition. we should look for the DAPA. Here is the DAPA in red, and you can see question 21's answer is about to devise machines. It says to design a robot. Competition. To be used at Fukushima, it says duties in disaster situations such as Fukushima. Not at Fukushima, but such as Fukushima. So this is the answer, false. This question's answer is false. Next is again matching in part 3. Last 5 questions. Task says questions 26 to 30 matching the following statements with the experts' names A to E. Note, you can use any expert more than once. In matching, you don't need to read the whole text. The same like in part 2, 5 questions. The text contains information that you don't need to answer the questions. Read the sentence first, underlining keywords and ideas. Read through the text quickly and find the name of the expert related to each question. For each question, when you find the relevant piece of the text, read it very carefully to make sure it completely matches with the expert. Here is the cut from our sample. There is A to E, names of the experts. Dennis, Hong, to Tony Stans. 26 says that someone says that resemblance to certain creatures makes their robot more functional. Who says this? So, resemblance, creatures, more functional in red. Be careful with these words while looking for the answer. Here is the part of the text. Resemblance, symmetry at the bottom of the text. Can you see it? Says Kennedy. Brett Kennedy says symmetry, resemblance, creatures, orangutan and wolf spider. Kennedy describes, says. More functional. Question 26 gives the answer. This gives it more options. It says more functional. So this statement is said by Brett Kennedy. Answer is D option. This is for reading. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for taking time out and being here today.
Rahmat kattakon Oybek aka. Bugungi hozir mana 83 nafar tinglovchi vebinarni tomosha qilyapti. Sizlardan bir iltimos bo'lardi. Agarda kimgadir qiziq bo'lmayotgan bo'lsa, ya'ni bu ko'rsatilayotgan prezentatsiyada hech qanaqa yangilik olmayapman deyotgan bo'lsa, bu vebinar majburiy emas. Shuning uchun bu yerda chizib, o'yin qilishga hojat yo'q. Kerakli odam o'ziga kerakli narsani olib olish uchun qilinayotgan bu tadbir. Shuning uchun iltimos sizlardan iltimos qilib so'rayman. Prezentatsiya davrida chizmasliklarini so'raymiz. Demak, keyingi taqdimotimiz bu Lexical and Grammar Competence bo'yicha. Ulug'bek aka, bizlarni eshityapsizmi?
Ha, eshitaman.
Marhamat.
Assalomu alaykum hammaga. Hozir prezentatsiyamizni namoyish etaman. I think it's being uploaded. Just a minute. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Now I'm going to demonstrate a presentation on lexical grammar competence for B2 level test. Okay, first of all, let's look at the objectives of this presentation. What has been tested in lexical grammar competence? Then we'll look at the questions review and tips for improving your score and useful resources. Okay, let's start. What has been tested in lexical grammar competence in B2 level? All of you know that there are a number of words which fall into B2 level scale, and some grammar rules which also considered as B2 level difficulty. So you should have sufficient ability to understand and identify B2 level vocabulary on concrete and abstract topics, understand the difference between some lexics and some main grammar points you can see on the screen. Okay, let's look at the questions review. So B2 lexical and grammar competence consists of 3 parts. So let's look at them. Some of you have seen this one in our website. Part 1, yeah. In part 1, this is multiple choice clause. So 4 options are given for you here, A, B, C, or D. So you should choose among them the correct answer. And part 2. In part 2, you have to find errors. It's identifying grammatical errors in this task. You are given text. So they are divided into lines. In each line, there are 3 underlined words. So if you could not find the among this underlined words mistake, so correct answer will be is D. Part 3. In part 3, you are given text, and some of the words and are removed from this text. You should fill these gaps with the appropriate words. Okay, you are familiar with the questions, I think. So let's move on to the next part. So now tips for lexical and grammar competence. The first tip is read as much as different topics to familiarize yourself with a range of vocabulary. You can read about sport, economy, health, and different kind of topics. So how it can help you in examination. So let's look at this example. She bruised her thigh and shoulder and her bicycle. Of course, the correct answer here is damaged. But some of distractors like deteriorated and C, devastated, can really confuse many test takers. So because they are not common in spoken language, you can meet them in some of the articles. So reading these different kind of articles will help you to come across with this word and will help you be sure in your exams when you do the exam. Okay, let's move on to the second tip. Okay, our second tip is learn collocations by heart. So we know that we have mainly four types of just the collocations. Verb prepositions, verb adverbs, noun preposition, and adjective prepositions. So how it can help you to improve your score if you learn by heart collocations. Let's look at the example. Okay, let's read this one. The area is rich of all kind of shops where you can where you can have shopping, make shopping, do shopping, and take shopping. So if you know this know this collocation, of course you will find easily the correct answer. This is do shopping, and so it won't be difficult for you to find a correct answer in this type of task. Questions with collocations are frequent in exams because there are more than 2,500 collocations in English language. So they are very common in different kind of exams. Okay, our next tip is learn phrasal verbs by heart. So here are some phrasal verbs, and you know that they are very common in spoken and written language. So let's look at the example. Okay, I tried to out of his way, but I couldn't. So let's look at the answer. Just the options: march, get, be, and sorry. Okay, in this one, if you look at the question, so out of can help you remember that get is a correct answer in this one. Of course, in order to find this one, you should of course learn them by heart. Learn different types of phrasal verbs. Our next tip is learn prepositions by heart. So we have just mainly 3 types of prepositions which are very common: adjective preposition, verb prepositions, and noun prepositions. Okay, so let's look at the example. So he always of any new ideas suggested by just a minute. Suggested by anyone below him in the department. So options: disagree, apologize, disapprove, appeal. So below the task, you can see that some of the prepositions are given for each just the verbs. So if you have learned by heart that of is usually for the word approve, you will easily find the correct answer from this type in this kind of type of question. For example, we can see that agree with mainly with to and with, apologize also to and for, appeal also to and for. So just if you know them, if you know exactly that of, just mostly approve of, just come together, so you will easily find the correct answer in this type of question. Okay. Next tip is revise grammatical forms and rules on a regular basis prior to exam day. This is mostly for advice for part 2, because you know that in part 2 you have to find mistakes among underlined words. For example, let's look at one of the example. At the end of the last year, we have published a white paper explaining the decision of the United Kingdom government to maintain a nuclear deterrent. So what can help us to find this question, the answer of this question? So the word at the end of the last year. So we have definite time, yeah. So we can just by looking this one remember some of the rules which are given in this presentation. For example, use a simple past when the action started in the past and finished in the past, yeah. So you read this, you remember this rule, and you will easily find that instead of present perfect here, you should use past simple. Our next step is for part 3. Identify what part of sentence is missing. Is it a noun, an adjective, or a verb? So let's look at the example. One type of fossil called a trace fossil may also, so the word may can help you that after modal verbs we usually use verb in a simple form, yeah. So you just you can give yourself a hint that the missing part is a verb, and you will look at the column, and among the following verbs, offering, urging, remains, include, the correct answer D is include is the only possible answer, because other verbs you see that they are in a gerund forms, in one of them in a third form. So just paying attention to details of the examination to the sentence can help you to find the correct answer. Okay, now useful resources. Of course, destinations books are very useful for improving your vocabulary base, and of course improving your grammar. And English vocabulary in use, English grammar in use, English collocation in use are one of the favorite books of many people. You can also use just Cambridge books. Use of English tasks are somehow similar to other tests. And of course, you can use some of the just necessary websites where you can find necessary information for yourself. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you found this one very useful for yourself.
Rahmat kattakon. Demak, bizani hozirgi webinarimiz 3-qismiga o'tamiz. Bu yerda Nasimbek Lutfullayev o'zlarining taqdimotlari bilan chiqish qiladilar. Nasimbek, bizani eshityapsizmi? Marhamat.
Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really glad to give you information about the CFR speaking test. And probably most of you are aware of the fact that speaking is the most interesting and enjoyable module of the CFR test. And I hope my talk will be of little assistance for you guys to get B2 level. So let's get started now. As you know that in order to get B2 level, so your level of English should be upper intermediate. So in order to get B2 level, so you have to understand different topics from concrete to abstract. And the next thing that you should be able to is interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction with a native speaker. And you have to produce a very detailed text on a topic. For example, you have to use a topic-specific vocabulary and not general, but words related to the specific topic. So it could be considered one of the great way to get B2 level. As you probably know that the speaking exam lasts from 10 to 15 minutes. Probably you have a question, why is it so? So it depends on your performance. So it means that you have to give longer response to the questions, like instead of giving a one-word answer. So as you know that speaking exam has 3 parts, part 1, 2, and 3, and you can earn maximum 30 points. During the part 1, you'll be given 5 or 8 questions. So also it varies, and you'll be asked questions about your family, your work, your friends, and other familiar topics. So many candidates find it easy to participate during the IELTS, during the CFR part 1. And part 2 is about individual long term. So why? Because you'll be given a topic by the examiner, and you have to think about this topic for about 1 minute, and you can make some notes if you wish. And after a minute, the examiner will mention you to start. And you have to speak for 2 minutes. And part 3 is about integrated task. So you have to read and summarize the text. So you'll be given a reading passage with around 200 words. You have to read it within 2 minutes. As you see that there are 5 requirements of the CFR speaking test. The first, communicative effectiveness, coherence and fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. So in order to ensure that you deserve for B2 level, even you can check sitting at home. So for example, if you can interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity with a native speaker, and expressing your thoughts and views on different range of topics, so you can deserve it. And production. So production means you have to produce very new and vocabulary and detailed descriptions about different topics. And like I said before, part 1 is about familiar topics. For example, animals and pets could be a good example. The first question, do you like pets or not? So you see that the examiner asking this question in order to know your level, whether you can express your preference towards animals and pets. But many candidates think that I have to be always positive during the CFR speaking test. No, they are absolutely wrong. For example, CFR speaking test is to check their English level. It's not about attitude level, okay? So do you like pets or not? So I'm gonna give you a very useful tip to get B2 level, for example. So you have to paraphrase the question. So it means that do not recycle question words. For example, do you like? So it means that I like. You see that I'm not producing any kind of new vocabulary. For example, you can say, I'm really keen on. Okay, I'm showing off my ability to speak English perfectly, and I show my ability to deserve for B2 level. And sometimes questions are organized, check your knowledge of tenses. For example, the second question, do you have a pet? Did your family used to have a pet? Okay, the question has two parts. It means that you have to use simple present tenses, and the next part is past simple. So be aware of these little aspects of speaking. And the part two, it's monologue. So it means that you're given a paper with a question, so describe something you own, which is very important to you. Okay, so this is the main sentence of the question. So you should say where you got it from and how long have you had it and what to use it for, and explain why it's important to you. Okay, so they are kind of mini questions. So usually we call them prompts, just give you a way or direction what to talk about. For example, some candidates tend to shiver or find it difficult to start or to have ideas to talk about, or where to start and how to start. So these mini questions help you to get ideas within 1 minute. As you know that you'll be given 1 minute to get ready. And within 1 minute, you have to create a kind of map, or usually call them mind map, and something like that. And you have to make some notes if you wish about the ideas, and do not write full sentences within 1 minute because of lack of time. Part three, it's integrated part. So it means that you have to read a text and summarize the key points from the text. And then you need to express the text with your own words. So it means that you have to even give your personal opinion, your attitude towards the text. And even you can extend the topic by giving your extra information. And you can have 2 minutes to read the text. So before engaging in the CFR speaking test, it means that you have to improve your reading skills, okay? Because under time pressure, 2 minutes, so you have to read it fast and improve your reading skills before taking the speaking test. And some extra tips to achieve success. So speaking naturally is something that I have an enormous respect for. So it means that some candidates try to memorize the answer that they have learned before. Okay, so it's kind of, it will be as clear as the day that they're trying to remember something. So that's why try to speak naturally, and do not hesitate to show your attitude. If you're feeling hesitate, so it means that you're avoiding yourself to achieve success. And do not give one-word answer. So you know the reason, because if you give one-word answer, the examiner might not assess or evaluate your level of English. And try to speak in detail. For example, if you are able to speak in detail, you can have a chance to use topic-specific vocabulary. So that's why it is highly recommended to use topic-specific vocabulary. And do not recycle vocabulary. Like I said, for example, if you're given a question, so try not to use the question words and produce very parallel expressions or synonyms instead of the question words. And give yourself time to think. For example, when you're given very unknown topic, like you don't have any idea to talk about, and you need several seconds or minutes even to create something, to think of something new. In this time, you can give yourself time to think. For example, when you're asked a very difficult question, you can say, this is something that I have never thought about it. But actually, if you push me to talk about this, I could say that. You see that within several seconds, my mind is thinking about a new idea to talk. And next, use high-level words. Okay, probably some students try to learn every word in English language, but be aware of the fact that not every word in English language could be active in English-speaking countries. So that's why you have to make sure that the words that you're learning are active in English-speaking countries. Phrasal verbs and idioms as well. And next, apply up and down intonation. So it means that do not sound monotonous. So just speak from the heart, show your feelings, because English is really lively language, as you know. And just extra tips, methods that you should follow, and do not be too shy, because shyness indicates lack of preparation. Okay, if you prepare well enough, so you do not feel shy. And next, enjoy the chat with the examiner. Okay, so the CFR speaking test is not gonna be kind of very serious or life-threatening or end of the world exam. So this kind of lively chat, it's based on conversation. So you have to engage in the conversation naturally. And your ideas are not important. Your knowledge is not being tested. So some people worry about not having enough ideas to talk about during the speaking test, but this is not really important. For example, you can express your simple thoughts with perfect English, okay? So because the speaking test is not about your knowledge, it's about your English level. And say your ideas with confidence and showcase your language skills. And simple ideas explained using accent English can get to B2. The same rule, and think of your experience relating to the topic and speak from the heart. Your English is better when you do that. Okay, so for example, it's quite common in Uzbekistan, some students say that I can speak English perfectly inside of mine, but if I start to pronounce or enunciate the words, I stuck. Okay, it's because English could be divided into two categories for students, passive English and active English. For example, if you can speak and write, so this is your active English, okay? If you read and if you listen to, so this will be your passive English. So that's why I try to activate all the vocabulary, idioms and phrasal verbs, and then kind of collocations in your speaking. Learn to express yourself using your own language. Okay, for example, tomorrow you're going to work or to study to somewhere and you'll have some experience. So this time, do not lose a chance. So try to use English all the time to express your experience, your thoughts, and everything in English. So I think this is all about speaking.
Rahmat kattakon Qosimbek. Bugungi kunda rejalashtirgan webinarimizdagi mana 3 ta qismi tugadi. Endi 4-chi oxirgi, ya'ni yakunlovchi qismiga o'tsak, kimda savol bo'ladigan bo'lsa, mana chatda yozsanglar, bu savollaringizga qo'ldan kelgancha javob berishga harakat qilamiz. Demak, bizda hozir mana kelib tushgan savollar, biz bu yerda bundan oldin hamma javob berib keldim. Hozir mana oxirgi tushganlardan biri Ingliz test shakli 0 bilan 1 xil. Mana Ingliz speaking ham 0 rasmi bilan tushuntirilyapti. 0 haqida so'ramoqchi edim. Nimaga Ingliz 0 listening 1 marta eshitiriladi, 0 aslida 2 marta eshitiladi degan savol berishgan. Demak, bunga biz mana hozir bu chet tili boshqarmasida bo'lim boshlig'i o'rinbosar lavozimida ishlaydigan Oybek G'aniyevga so'z beraman. Ular javob beradilar. Oybek aka, marhamat. Bizani eshityapsizmi?
Ha, eshityapman.
Savolga marhamat, javob bersangiz.
CFR testlarida asosan minglab tushunish imtihonlari 2 martadan eshittiriladi. Lekin yuqori darajalari C1 va C2 darajadagi imtihonlari 1 martadan eshittiriladi.
Yani nima sababdan shunaqa deb savol beryaptilar, meni tushunishim bo'yicha Oybek aka?
Sababi darajasi proficiency darajalariga. C1 level, it's the kind of advanced and proficiency level. And you have to listen for once to answer the questions. not twice. But in real life, you may listen to twice, but in C1, CFR level, you have to check your proficiency level with listening by once.
Rahmat kattakon. Demak, keyingi savolga o'tamiz. B2 practice testlarini qayerdan topsa bo'ladi debsiz. Internetda juda ham ko'p. Buni hammamiz bilamiz. Internet orqali ham bemalol practice testlarni topsa bo'ladi. Undan tashqari bizning saytimizda ham namunalar qo'yib qo'yilgan. Hozirgi mana shu ko'rsatilganlar ham barchasi shu o'zimizning saytdagi namunalardan olingan. Keyingi savol Alisher Uzoqovdan C1 darajasi uchun ham vebinar o'tkazadimi? Albatta, C1 darajasi uchun ham alohida vebinar o'tkaziladi. Bu kelasi haftada o'tkazsak kerak, bu to'g'risida ham ma'lumot beramiz. Konferensga hozir kirdim, C1 haqida ma'lumotim yo'q. Bu ham IELTS testmi, qayerda bo'ladi va narxi qanday? Demak, IELTS bilan solishtirsa, ya'ni bitta solishtirish mumkin bo'lgan joyi bor, ya'ni ikkalovi ham darajani aniqlab beradi. Lekin bizni testimiz, ya'ni bu C1 degani bu xalq tilida, ya'ni bizni sertifikatimiz, ya'ni tizimli nomi chet tilini bilish darajasini aniqlash test sinovlari. Malika Ochilovadan kelib tushgan savol ekan, mana shunga savol javob berishga harakat qilaman. Bu bizni testimiz to'g'risida to'liq ma'lumotni bizni saytimiz nsvla.uz nsvla.dtm.uz hozir o'zgardi, uzr, saytimizning nomi nsvla.dtm.uz saytiga kirib to'liq ma'lumot olsangiz bo'ladi. Bu yerda test formati hamda necha pul turishi hammasi yozilgan. Ya'ni men narxini faqatgina hozir aytishim mumkin. Narxi bazaviy hisoblash miqdorining 1,5 barobar. Hozirgi kunda 334.500 so'm. Keyingi savolga o'tamiz. Men o'zi registratsiyadan Muzaffar Karimbayevdan men o'zi registratsiyadan o'tib to'lovlarni amalga oshirib bo'ldim. Endi keyingi ekzamen qachon bo'ladi? Aslida aprelda bo'lishi kerak edi. Iltimos savolimga javob bering. Hali noma'lum imtihon qachon bo'lishi, chunki karantin cheklovlari hali olinmagan. Ya'ni karantin cheklovlari olinib, ommaviy tadbir o'tkazishga ruxsat berilsa, ana shundan keyingina faqat bizda test o'tkaza olamiz. Bu to'g'risida albatta xabar beramiz. Sizniki aprelda ekan, bizniki bu savol emas. C1 speaking haqida ma'lumot bering, qanaqa bo'ladi? C1 speaking haqida ma'lumotni aytib o'tganimdek alohida webinar qilamiz. U yerda to'liq C1 darajasidagi testlarimiz to'g'risida ma'lumot berib o'tiladi. Can we take CFR B2 in our own region? Last year it was only in Tashkil. Yo'q, Farruxjon Latif savollariga javob. Oldingi yili nabarot butun respublikamiz bo'yicha speaking o'tkazdik. Lekin undan keyin juda ham ko'p bizga e'tirozlar kelib tushdi. Shu testlarni hammasini faqatgina Toshkentda o'tkazish, viloyatlarda o'tkazmaslik to'g'risida, ya'ni viloyatlardagidan o'sha ota-onalardan taklif kelib tushdi. Shu sababli keyin bizda shunday qaror qabul qilindiki, barcha testlar Toshkent shahrida o'tkazilishi. Va bizni o'zimizni hozir viloyatlarda binolarimiz qurilish ketyapti. U binolarimiz bitgandan keyin albatta bizning barcha testlarimiz viloyatlarda ham o'tishni boshlaydi. Lekin hozirgi kunda hammasi faqat Toshkentda o'tkazilyapti. Listening haqida ma'lumotlar bo'ladimi? Listening to'g'risida ma'lumot bo'ladi albatta. Bugun bizda o'zi shu 4 ta ko'nikmani barchasi bo'yicha bo'lish kerak edi. Lekin bo'lmay qolgani sababi bizni, ya'ni bitta taqdimotda chiqish kerak bo'lgan ekspertimizda texnik nosozlik bo'lib aloqaga chiqa olmadi. Bu to'g'risida yana alohida webinarlarimizda ham ko'rsatamiz, hali vaqtimiz bor. Bunday webinarlar endi bundan buyog'iga doimiy ravishda olib boramiz degan umiddaman. Shu sababli albatta listening to'g'risida ham ma'lumot beramiz. C1 IELTSdan qiyinroq deyishadi, shu rostmi? C1 IELTSdan qiyinroq deyishadi deb qiyinroq deyilishini sababi faqatgina bizda leksika va grammatika borligi sababli ko'pchilik qiyinroq deb o'ylaydi. Lekin bizda beriladigan o'sha darajalarimiz, masalan B2 darajaga topshirilgan bo'lsa, hech qachon B2 darajaga topshirgan odamga C1 darajadagi savollar berilmaydi. Bu aniq. Bu savollarimizni necha marotaba xalqaro miqyosdagi ekspertlarga ham ko'rsatganmiz, ulardan feedbacklar olingan va barchasida shu narsa tasdiqlanganki, bizda hech qaysi savol yo'qki, o'zini darajasidan qiyin bo'lgan. Main exam viloyatda tashkil qilish iloji bormi? Bunga hozir javob berdim. TOEFL imtihonlari yoz oylarida ham bo'lib o'tadimi? Yoz oylarida bo'lib o'tmaydi. Ya'ni mana shu hozir mart hamda aprel oyida bo'ladigan imtihonlarimizni o'tkazib olsak bo'ldi. Shu bilan keyin faqat sentyabr yoki oktyabrda o'tkazamiz. Ustama testiga 1 yilda 2 marta qatnashsa nega bo'lmaydi? Ustama testiga 1 yilda 2 marta qatnashsa bo'ladi. Bu demak sizda noto'g'ri ma'lumot. 1 yilda 2 marta, ya'ni bemalol qatnashishingiz mumkin. Shaxsiy kabinetga kira olmayapman. Nima qilsam bo'ladi? Shaxsiy kabinet o'chirib qo'yilgan hozir. Karantin tugagandan keyin bu barchasi ochiladi. O'chirib qo'yilganining asosiy sababi hozirgi kunda karantinda ko'pchilik ro'yxatdan o'tgan pul to'lamagan, hozir qolib ketmaydi, pulini to'lab qo'yishyapti deb, undan keyin meni pulimni qaytarib beringlar deb bizga yana ariza bilan murojaat qilishyapti. Lekin karantin davrida pulni kelgandan keyin uni qaytarish bizda, ya'ni byudjetdan qaytgani sababli o'ziga yarasha qiyinchiliklar bo'ladi. Shu sababli hozir to'xtatib qo'yapmiz, odamlar pul to'lab qo'ymasin deb. Keyingisi savolga o'tamiz. Rahmat, kattakon zo'r bo'ldi. Sizga ham rahmat ishtirok etganingiz uchun. Farxo'shjanov. Tashkent State University of Law uchun CFR level nechi kerak? Demak, bu bo'yicha hali o'zi bizga bugun keldi bu to'g'risida. Yo'q, men uzr, noto'g'ri aytdim. Tashkent State University of Law uchun B2 darajasi kerak bo'ladi va shunda sizda writing modulidan kamida 5,5 bo'lishi kerak. Agarda IELTS bo'ladigan bo'lsa. Qolganida, masalan, biznes sertifikatini oladigan bo'lsak, B2 darajasi bilan bemalol maksimal ball olsangiz bo'ladi. Katta rahmat, yaxshi bo'ldi. O'zim kerakli ma'lumotlarni oldim debdilar. Musadbek. Agarda tasavvur qilsak, karantin tugadi desak, necha vaqtdan keyin bo'ladi imtihonlar? 1-2 hafta yoki ko'proq. Endi bu ham karantin tugagandan keyin qachon tugashiga bog'liq. Agarda karantin tugagandan keyin mart oyi uchun imtihonni biz 10 kun ichida ham o'tkazib berishimiz imkoniyatimiz bor. Lekin aprel oyi uchun bunday imkoniyat yo'q, chunki aprel oyidagilar hali bizga hujjat olib kelib topshirishmagan va ularning barmoq izlari olinmagan. Shu nuqtai nazardan aprellik sal cho'zilishi mumkin. Chetga chiqish uchun minimal IELTS necha olish kerak? Bu bizga tegishli savol emas. Chetga chiqish uchun IELTS dan chiqib ketsa bo'ladi, meni fikrim. Salom, IELTS imtihoni may oyida kechiktirilgani, bu haqida ma'lumot bilasizmi? Yo'q, IELTS imtihoni to'g'risida ma'lumot bizda mavjud emas. Zo'r bo'ldi, rahmat sizga ham. Tashkent State University of Law bo'yicha savolga javob berdi. Nega unda ariza qaytib yozsa, bu ariza avval to'ldirilgan administratorga bog'laning deyilyapti. Bu narsa o'zi siz Sunnat Xo'jaqulovdan, bu narsa sizlarni qulayligingiz uchun o'zi yaratilgan edi. Shaxsiy kabinet bir marta ochilgandan keyin uni o'chirib boshqatdan ochish shart emas. Shaxsiy kabinetning ichida qayta topshirish tugmasi bor. Qayta topshirishni bossangiz, kelayotgan imtihonga ro'yxatdan o'tilasiz. Shu sababli uni 2 marta to'ldirishning o'rniga shaxsiy kabinet orqali qayta topshirish mumkin. Agar Sunnat Xo'jaqulov, agar siz ustama testlarini hozir nazarda tutayotgan bo'lsangiz. Imtihonni onlayn topshirishning iloji yo'qmi? Yo'q, hozir kunda iloji yo'q. Good afternoon, what about IELTS? When it's going to be? IELTS to'g'risida aytib o'tgandek, bizda ma'lumotlar yo'q. Konferensiyaga hozir kirdim, onlayn ekzam bugun topshirsak bo'ladimi? Qay darajada bilishimiz yo'q. Onlayn imtihon aytib o'tgandek, bizda mavjud emas hozir kunda. Ustama milliy sertifikatga bo'ladigan imtihonni farqi bormi? Aslini olganda ustama milliy sertifikatga bo'ladigan imtihonni formati bir xil. O'tda unaqa katta farqi yo'q. Faqatgina milliy sertifikatda har xil darajasini tanlashingiz mumkin, ustamada bir xil darajada bo'ladi. Shu, lekin formati, ichiga qo'yiladigan savollari boshqasi bir xil darajada bo'ladi. Demak, hozir mana so'zni men Oybekka Ganiyevga beraman. Oybek aka.
Eshitaman.
Eshityapsizmi? Ha, mana keyingi savollarga unda sizdan javob kutib qolamiz. Faqat men javob beravermayman. Marhamat.
Xo'p. Mart va apreldagi imtihonlar karantindan keyin bir vaqtda bo'ladimi? Mart oyidagisini hozir Sardor aka aytib o'tdilar. Hujjatlari qabul qilingan va barmoq izi olingan, uni 10 kun ichida o'tkazsak bo'ladi agar karantin tugaydigan bo'lsa. Apreldagisini hali hujjatlari qabul qilinmagan, ozroq vaqt talab qilishi mumkin. Maktabda B1 o'qitilsa, o'qituvchidan B2 so'ralsa, universitetiga kirishga bu xato emasmi? buni qarori qabul qilinguncha ancha muhokamalarga sabab bo'lgan va ko'rib chiqilgan. Yuqori doirada ekspertlar hamma ishtirok etgan va oxiri B2 topshirish haqida to'xtamga kelingan. Chunki B2 bu sizga imtihondan o'tishingizga imkoniyat beradi, qo'shimcha imkoniyat, va siz bu imkoniyatdan foydalanishingiz uchun B1 emas, B2 topshirishingiz kerak bo'ladi. B1 imtihonlarini oddiy universitetga kirish imtihonlarida 30 tali testda ham topshirish mumkin. Sizga kerak bo'ladigan yuqori ballni olishingiz uchun o'sha B1 darajasidan yuqori bo'lishligingiz uchun B2 darajasida so'raladi imtihonlar. Xo'p, boshlang'ich sinflarda dars berish uchun 1-4 sinflar uchun CFR darajasi nechi bo'lishi kerak? Javob uchun rahmat. O'qituvchilar uchun dars berish uchun hammasiga talab bir xil, B2 va undan yuqori. Agar siz учебный sentrda ishlaydigan bo'lsangiz, agar maktablarda ishlaydigan bo'lsangiz, unda bizni imtihonimizni o'sha C1 darajasi deyiladi, lekin aslida C1 darajasida emas, asosan savollarning ko'pchiligi B2 darajasida bo'ladi. B2 darajasidagi imtihonimizni olib, o'tib, topshirib va ma'lumotnomaga ega bo'lishingiz kerak. Hadicha Samatova so'ragan ekanlar. Maftunka Qarshibayeva ustama testi leveli qaysi levelga to'g'ri keladi? Hozir aytib o'tdim. Asosan o'zi aslida C1 darajada bo'lishi kerak. C1 darajadagi savollardan ham iborat bo'ladi va ko'pchilik savollari B2 darajasidagi savollardan tashkil topgan bo'ladi. Upper intermediate va advanced darajadagi savollardan iborat bo'ladi ustama testi. Ustama milliy sertifikati B2 ga tengmi yoki C1 gami? Ustama milliy sertifikati deyilmaydi. Ustamada ma'lumotnoma topshiriladi. Ma'lumotnomamizni darajasi C1 ga teng keladi. IELTSni 7 va undan yuqorisi va qolgan xalqaro sertifikatlarni ham C1 darajasi va undan yuqorisiga teng keladi. Ustama yuqoriroq B2 dan. Ishlaydigan ishonch raqamini ayting. Saytda berilgan raqam umuman ishlamaydi. Hozirgi kunda karantin sababli xodimlarimizni ko'pi ishga chiqmagan. Sunnat Hojakulov agar ertadan ishga chiqiladigan bo'lsa, o'sha saytda berilgan raqamimiz ham ishlaydi. Что делать с IELTS, если экзамен еще не сдала, а месте в университет ограничен? У нас нет информации о экзаменах IELTS, извините. Shahnoza Haydaraliyeva: yoz oyida qoldirilgan apreldagi CFR imtihoni bo'lib o'tishi mumkinmi? Yoz oyida agar ruxsat beriladigan bo'lsa, may oxirida yoki iyunni boshida albatta o'tkazilishi mumkin. Agar ruxsat berilsa. Agar ruxsat berilsa, imtihonlar o'tkazilishi mumkin. Проходной ball сколько? Bu bizni B2 imtihonimizni so'rayotgan bo'lsalar kerak. Ulug'bek Hayitov, проходной, ya'ni sertifikat olish uchun siz minimal 90 ball to'plashingiz kerak. 150 balldan minimal 90 ball to'plashingiz kerak. Oliy ta'limlarga kirish imtihonlaridagi testlar B2 darajaga mos testlar bo'ladimi yoki B1? Oliy ta'limga kirish uchun testlarimiz to'liqligicha B1 darajada bo'ladi. B2 darajada bo'lmaydi oliy ta'limga kiradigan testlarimiz. O'shaning uchun ham bizniki imtiyoz bo'lganligi uchun B2 darajada sertifikat, oliy ta'limning testlari oddiy testlar, ular B1 darajada. Imtiyoz kerak bo'lsa, B2 darajada topshirib sertifikat olishingiz mumkin. Sunnat Hojakulov: aslida registratsiyadan keyin qachongacha to'lov qilish kerak? 3 kun ichida deyilgan, lekin bu 3 kun ichida ulgurmasligimiz mumkin. Bir haftagacha to'lov qilishingiz mumkin, qabul qilinadi agar 3 kun ichida ulgurmasangiz. Faxriddinov: misol uchun 10-may kuni karantin tugasa, 19-may kunlarida yoki 29-may kunlari oralig'ida bo'lib o'tadimi qoldirilgan mart? Agar rahbariyat ruxsat bersa va karantin tugatilsa va ommaviy tadbirlarga ruxsat berilsa, mayni oxirida yoki iyunni boshida albatta imtihonlar o'tkazilishi mumkin, agar ruxsat berilsa. Bo'lmasa, bilmadik hali. TDUda IELTSdan 6 so'rashlari kutilmoqda deyilmoqda. Erkin yoki 5,5 ham. B2ku. Shu qanchalik haqqoniy? Davlat Toshkent davlat yuridik universitetida IELTSdan 6 yoki 5,5 so'rashligi haqida to'g'risi menda ma'lumot yo'q, lekin o'ylashimcha 5,5 B2 bo'lganligi uchun hozir Sardor aka ham aytib o'tdilar, writing 5,5 talab qilinadi deb, B2 darajasidagi sertifikat so'ralsa kerak, lekin menda to'g'risi bu haqda ma'lumot yo'q. Agar ruxsat berilmasa, to'langan pullar qaytarib berilmaydimi? Agar ruxsat berilmasa, albatta to'langan pullaringiz to'liqligicha qaytarib beriladi. Muzaffar Karimbayev. Dilnoza, menga IELTS 5,5 bor. Bu CFRda qaysi darajaga to'g'ri keladi? B1 mi? IELTS 5,5 bu CFR yoki bizning sertifikatimiz bo'yicha B2 ga to'g'ri keladi. B2 darajasiga. Sunnat Xo'jakulov, ustama ariza to'ldirganmiz, lekin to'lov qila olmaganmiz. Nima bo'ladi endi yoki karantindan keyin qayta registratsiya bo'ladimi? Hozircha bir aniq narsa ayta olmaymiz. Ustama haqida ham, agar ustama testlari karantin tugagandan keyin o'tkazilishi haqida topshiriq berilsa, o'tkaziladi yoki bo'lmasa keyingi noyabr-dekabr oylarida o'tkaziladi deyilsa, noyabr-dekabrga qoldirilishligi mumkin. Pulingiz kuyib ketmaydi va o'sha oyda kelgusi bo'ladiganida bemalol topshirib o'tishingiz mumkin bo'ladi. Magistraturaga kirganda B1 sertifikati ball beriladimi? Yo'q, magistraturaga B1 ga ball berilmaydi. B1 ga hozir menimcha hech qaysi oliy ta'lim universitetlari yoki dargohlarida ball berayotgani yo'q. B1 faqat chuqurlashtirilgan akademik litsey va kollejlarga o'tishi mumkin. Через сколько дней дадут сертификат? Imtihon topshirib sertifikatga yetarli ball to'plaganingizdan keyin 2 hafta ichida sertifikatingiz viloyatda bo'lsa, viloyatdagi davlat test markazi bo'limlaridan yoki Toshkentdagi davlat test markazini o'zidan olib ketilishi mumkin bo'ladi. Sentyabr oyidan boshlab sertifikat olish balli 120 ball bo'lishi haqida eshitdim. Bu qanchalar to'g'ri? Bu haqda men o'zim ham hali eshitganim yo'q. 120 ball bo'lishi haqida bu noto'g'ri ma'lumot. Bojxona institutiga B1 mi yoki B2? Bojxona instituti hamma oliy ta'lim muassasalariga B2 so'raladi. 2020-yildan boshlab bojxona instituti ham to'g'risi men militsiyskiy akademiya va mamlaqa akademiyalar haqida to'liq ma'lumotga ega emasman. Agar B1 yoki B2 haqida ularni o'zini qabul komissiyasidan so'rash kerak, chunki bojxonani o'zi alohida rahbarligi bor va ularni o'zini alohida nizomi bor. B1 mi yoki B2 o'tishligi haqida ularni o'zi qaror chiqaradi. Военный institutlar va akademiyalarda shunaqa. Katta rahmat javobingiz uchun. Muzaffar Karimbayev. Rahmat sizlarga ham qatnashganlaringiz uchun. Yulduz Yunusjonovna. Men Hindiston davlat universitetini bakalavr yo'nalishini tamomlab kelganman. Maktabda CFR yoki B1 siz ishlasam bo'ladimi? Albatta siz davlat ta'lim inspeksiyasidan borib ro'yxatdan o'tib, ular bilan ma'lumot olishingiz kerak. Bu haqda ular ma'lumot bera oladi. Ya'ni qaysi davlat universitetlarini bakalavr yo'nalishdagi diplomlari bizning maktablarda yoki oliy ta'lim muassasalariga dars berishga o'tadi yoki o'tmaydi haqida davlat ta'lim inspeksiyasida to'liq ma'lumotlar bo'ladi. Hech kim bilmayapti shuni. Mirko. Bojxona instituti haqida so'raganlar. Uni bojxona institutini o'zini nizomidan so'rab, o'zini qabul komissiyasidan so'rab ko'rish kerak. Ularning o'zida javob bo'ladi.
Men uzr Oybek aka, gapingizni bo'ldim. Hozir
eshitaman.
Qo'shimcha qilmoqchi edim. Ya'ni shu bojxona instituti to'g'risida ularning nizomida aniq o'zi B1 darajasi ko'rsatib qo'yilgan. Lekin uni B1 darajani kirgizayotgan paytda Vazirlar Mahkamasining 610-son qarori bo'lardi va B1 daraja bilan boshqa oliy ta'lim muassasalariga kirish uchun imtiyozlar berilardi. Lekin Vazirlar Mahkamasi 395-sonli qarori o'tgan yili 13-mayda chiqqandan keyin ularniki o'zgarmagani to'g'risida bizda ma'lumot yo'q. Shu sababli o'sha bojxona institutini o'zidan so'rasanglar, ular aniq nizomidan ko'rib beradi yoki nizomni sizlarga aytadi. Uni ko'chadan kimdandir so'rash shart emas, ularning qabul komissiyasidan bu ma'lumotni olsangiz bo'ladi. Rahmat e'tibor uchun.
Xo'p, C1dan hamma option 60% bo'lishi kerakmi yoki option yo'q, hammasi 60 bo'lishi shart emas. Sunnat Xo'jakulov qaysidir 45, qaysidir 50, qaysidir yuqori bo'lib, umumiy ballingiz 90 balldan yuqori yoki umumiy foizingiz 60% dan yuqori bo'lsa, bo'ldi, siz testni muvaffaqiyatli topshirgan hisoblanasiz. Hadicha Samatova. Nus 4-kursda o'qiyman. Sefir uchun imtihonda qatnashish so'ralyapti rahbariyat tomonidan. Topshirishim mumkinmi? Necha yilda sefir sertifikati hozirda amal qiladi. Buni Nus o'sha o'qiydigan universitetingizni o'zini rahbariyati bilan kelishsangiz ma'qulroq. Bu haqda menda ma'lumot yo'q. Topshirish haqida so'rayotganligi ularni. Lekin Sefar IELTSga examlar qoldirildi. Nima qilamiz? Sherzodjon. Agar karantinlar yakunlanib, ommaviy tadbirlar o'tkazilishiga ruxsat berilsa, rahbariyat tomonidan hamma imtihonlar qayta tiklanadi va o'tkazilishi boshlanadi. Rahmat kattakon. Hadicha Samatovna, sizga ham rahmat. Rahmat. Grammatikani yaxshilash uchun asosan qanday grammatik kitoblar tavsiya qila olasiz? Dilnoza. Grammatikani yaxshilash uchun hozirgi kunda agar internetga kirish imkoniyatingiz bo'lsa, kirib qidirib ko'radigan bo'lsangiz, 2015-yildan buyog'iga chiqqan kitoblarni PDF variantlarini internetdan qidirib ko'radigan bo'lsangiz, rosa yaxshi kitoblar chiqadi. O'sha destination bo'ladimi yoki English grammar in use bo'ladimi? Zamonaviy formatda yangilangan formatlari chiqqan 2015-yildan buyog'ida. Destination yoki grammar in use kitoblaridan bemalol foydalanishingiz mumkin. Farruh Eshchanov, rahmat. Rahmat Farruh aka, sizga ham qatnashganingiz uchun, vaqtingizni ayamasdan. Yana savollar bor ekan. Sunnat Xo'jaqulovdan. Pedagoglarda qaysi daraja bo'lsa, ularga toifa imtihonidan ozod qilinadi? Avval B2 edi. Bu savolingizga menimcha javobni Davlat ta'lim inspeksiyasi beradi. Ularda ham nizomlar rosa tez oxirgi 2 yil davomida almashdi va ular hozirgi kunda qaysi daraja o'qituvchilardan talab qilayotganligini men to'g'risi bilmayman. Sefar darajasi bo'yicha o'qituvchini darajasi C1 darajaga to'g'ri kelishi kerak. Xoh u maktab o'qituvchisi bo'lsin, xoh u oliy ta'lim muassasasida ishlaydigan bo'lsin. B2 darajasidagi o'qituvchilar faqatgina uchebniy sentrlarga ruxsat beriladi dars o'tishlari uchun. Ma'lumotlar uchun rahmat. Sizga ham rahmat Surayya Abdazimova. Thanks for your attention. Thank you for your time. Sardor aka, menimcha webinarimizni shu joyda yakunlasak bo'ladi. Savollar yo'q bo'lsa agar.
Rahmat hammanglarga kattakon qatnashganingiz uchun. Oxirgi savol, sefirga tayyorgarlik ko'rishga necha oy ketadi deb menga chastni qilib yuborilibdi. Sefirga tayyorgarlik ko'rishga uni aniq bir vaqti yo'q. U hammani o'ziga bog'liq, ya'ni sizni darajangizga bog'liq va sizni intilishingizga bog'liq. Shu sababli unga aniq bir masalan shuncha vaqtda bu darajaga yeta olasiz deb hech kim ayta olmaydi. Demak, hammaga rahmat kattakon. Qatnashganingiz uchun, vaqtingizni ayamaganligingiz uchun. Bizdan agarda qanaqadir o'zinglar uchun foydali ma'lumot olgan bo'lsangiz, bugungi webinarimizdan bizni boshimiz osmonga yetdi. Bundan keyin ham keyingi haftalarda o'sha aytib o'tganimizdek C1 hamda boshqa tillar bo'yicha ham webinarlar o'tkazishda davom etamiz. Rahmat, sog' bo'linglar.
Rahmat hammaga.